pride, woke. It's crazy what's going on. We're going to try and get our head around this stuff and try and make some sense of it, because we all do need to seriously adopt common sense when we are talking about these crazy terms, okay? Now, before we get started, my own personal belief is I've got no problem with anyone who wants to be a transgender, gay, lesbian, okay? Not a problem at all. In my own opinion, and yes, we are free to express our own opinions, my opinion is when the human body is of the age of 21 or thereabouts, it is supposed to be finished, okay? Everything stops growing, everything stops developing, and we just move on from there. So I believe from the age of 21, we are then suited to make those decisions on what we indeed want to be, okay? I'm just putting that out there because there is so much confusion regarding this topic, and that is indeed by design, okay? So, 21 years old, you're fully grown, you are definitely an adult, therefore more suited to make those decisions, okay? Woke wash. Everything seems to be woke washed these days, okay? Everything seems to be changing. Now, from how I understand things, gender, there are two genders, male and female, okay? That is absolutely undeniable. All you need to do is to look down there and your answer will be revealed. That is the true biological definition of gender, okay? Masculine and feminine. We are designed that way for a reason, and that's how it is, okay? Anyone wishes to change all of that sort of stuff, just approach with caution, should we say. So we've got all sorts of different things written down here. They're all going to come out in random orders, but I urge you to stay to the end of this video if you possibly can, okay? What has been going on? Sensitivity readers, okay? So people who read books are very sensitive and they don't like the terms and the language in which books are written. Roald Dahl seems to have come under attack based on words, okay? Words are very important, and if you are one of those sensitivity readers, that term I don't like to use, but it's the truth, people get offended. Now, most of you know my stance about offended. When you get offended, nothing actually happens, okay? As I said, over the 18, we're adults. When you're 21, you reach that age of maturity, but everything seems to slow down in the human body and the brain, and you develop from then on in, okay? So when you get offended, try and be an adult. Try not to revert back to being a child at school, whether it's name calling, bullying. It's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing, okay? Also, who heard about, I think it was in Australia, a woman gave birth to her child, and when she was asked to fill out and sign this form, it said birthing parent. She crossed out birthing parent and she put the word mother. She's absolutely correct. What is going on with that term being replaced with birthing parent? Okay, who remembers that film Life of Brian, where he wanted to become a woman? And he said, you can't be a woman because you haven't got a womb. It's biological fact, okay? It's crazy to deviate from that fact, in my opinion, of course. It's nuts. So when you look at words which are being attacked right now, we're going to try and talk a bit more about words in another video because that is a huge rabbit hole and it just isn't time for this short video, okay? Think about the words at the moment. Father's Day, that's going to be changing if they get their way. Mother's Day, a policeman, a police person, a police officer, okay? Men at work signs. Can you see where this is going? What about if you go to look at viewing a property, the master bedroom? It's just nuts what they're trying to do to change all this. And when you go to a toilets, when you've got like men and women and a disabled one, of course. Should there be mixed toilets? Think about the possible infrastructure issues just regarding that crazy decision, okay? Toxic masculinity. Now that is being talked about in schools. Now this is where I have a massive problem with all of this subject matter, okay? Like I said, when you're 21, you're free to change your gender from a man to a woman if you want, that's your choice. But let me tell you this, you start coming to schools and getting that stuff into children's heads. Don't forget, we all know that kids are very impressionable, okay? Anyone in any authoritative figure in the school is looked upon from a child as trustworthy, okay? You start getting teachers and other people brought into schools telling kids that this is what we want you to do. Kids are not going to question it, especially when they're very young. And this leads to huge problems. We are talking a huge generational problem, okay? Absolutely fundamentally needs to be looked into, 100%. So this come out again from Australia some time ago now, that all of the boys in the school were asked to stand up in assembly in front of everyone else and to apologise for being male. Now how disgusting and absurd is that? But that actually happened. And no doubt there are probably other schools which done the same disgusting thing. So basically you look at the word inclusion, which is what the pride and the woke and all of that sort of stuff, they want to feel included. But guess what? If you don't go along with any of their crazy beliefs, you are indeed excluded, which is the opposite of what we are being told, okay? So that's basically if you don't agree. Other terms like white privilege. How crazy is that? So if you're a young white child, you are being denied a decent education, therefore able to progress as an adult, regards jobs, etc. No, that's a privilege. So you're being denied that. All of these fundamental words are disgusting. Who remembers the book 1984? Has anyone read it? Has anyone seen the film? If you haven't, it is definitely worth a read or a watch, okay? Now in that film, there is a thing which the writer, George Orwell, terms as double speak. We are indeed seeing that right now, where things are reversed, okay? What did I just say? Inclusion. It's not inclusion, it's excluding anyone who doesn't go along with that crazy narrative that a 6-year-old boy can all of a sudden define himself as a cat or a dog or the moon or a boat. It's absolutely ludicrous, and anyone who thinks this is a great idea and they're free to express themselves that way, you probably have mental health problems and you do need to get some help. This is just my opinion, and people are free to agree or disagree with whatever I say in the comment section down below. It'll be an interesting read, okay? So in the book 1984 then, war is peace, freedom is slavery, and ignorance is strength. We are indeed starting to see that in this reality right now, and it has been going on for some time now, okay? What about pronouns? That's madness, okay? There are males and females, that's it. All of these he, she's, them, theys, that is absolutely trickling down into law enforcement, okay? Councils, schools. There are official letters being created with them, they, which is madness. How can that be? Because you've got singular and plural. It is an attack on our language, which has existed for thousands of years. It's destroying it. And apparently, in 2017, all of this sort of thing started to change, okay? And it is looking like anti-masculine in a big way. Even Microsoft has an auto-correct feature in the software where you can change all of these words into suggested safe words, okay? Where's it all going to end? It's madness. How many of you boys and girls, men and women, and whoever, have got kids at school who have been coming home from school when you say, how did your day go? And they start talking about all of this crazy stuff. because I do know that it's a huge problem in America. But at the moment, I'm pretty unaware of what's going on in our own school system. Is it happening here? Have any of you parents witnessed any of these issues happening in our schools here in the United Kingdom? Yes, that includes Wales, England, Scotland, Ireland as well, okay? It's a scary thing, and yes, indeed, it is an attack on language. Now, I do know for a fact that history is being rewritten as we speak right now on the internet, okay? That's why it's very, very important to search and find old books pre-1912 when everything seemed to have changed, okay? That is where you will find the truth from real researchers writing it down in them books, and they are fastly becoming rarer and rarer and rarer. If you need to find out more about preserving our true history as much as we can fathom, I suggest you look into Archaics. I will put the link to their YouTube video underneath this one, and it's well worth a look. It's well worth a look, because, like I said, this is trying to change history, to delete things, to swap words around, and it's wrong. It's fundamentally wrong. So, how does it affect us? Well, let me tell you this. If this madness continues, you are potentially looking at a whole entire generation of mentally damaged children going into young adults. And when they have children, how are their kids going to be? It's going to get worse. Now, we need to try and do something about this. What you are seeing on the screen right now is, earlier on, I typed into Google the word pride. Nothing came up. I realised that on my computer I have an ad blocker, and you can see as I'm clicking onto it now, look what happens. It is all over the place. Why do we need to see this stuff? It's none of our business. It shouldn't be everyone's business. And if you look at what's coming up real soon, there is a massive big Pride March here in London in the UK. But look on the screen now. Look at all of the companies that are sponsoring, funding, investing into that organisation. It's incredible. My advice would be, if you disagree with anything to do with what our kids are being taught at school regarding this crazy woke pride stuff, I would advise that you boycott these companies. Vote with your money. Money seems to run everything. And if you have the power to dictate where you put your money, then you do that. Because at the moment, that's the only way I can see of how we start to stop all of this madness. And yes, you may ask yourself, how do we prepare for this? Well, that, my friend, is a story which is being written as we speak. And we will try to do update videos regarding this, on how to prepare for this as a prepping community. Please like and share this video, it really helps. Check out the links below. There's all sorts of information of how you can get involved as a member. Currently we have 38 members on this channel, which is awesome, and it's growing daily. Also, there's loads of money off coupons, etc. for all sorts of prepping kit and equipment. Also, there's a newsletter. Sign up to that, and I will be doing my best to get a new newsletter out this week. Okay? If you really want to take this further, there's an email address as well. Please feel free to send me an email about what I've just talked about. And indeed, type in whatever you feel is going to help into the comment section. You guys take care. Thanks for watching, and stay funky.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.